Hello, welcome to Beach View, our podcast about all sorts of things and or stuff.
Yes, and today we're doing more music. It's another album. This time it's Florence and the Machine Ceremonials, which is a 2011 album.
Yes, and you know we love the music and you know we love to review albums.
Yep.
So let's get into it. So tell me, I know you like this album, so upon listening to it again, what did you think?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite albums, so yeah, basically the same thing I thought about it before listening to it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly, for being one of my favorite albums, there's actually songs on here I don't like.
Yeah.
But most of the album's good, I think, and the songs I do like, I really like. So, it kind of
So it makes up for the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt the same way, although I had not listened to this album before. Definitely familiar with Florence and the Machine, but I hadn't ever listened to any albums of theirs in full. So this was my first time, and I liked the album, but there were definitely a few songs I didn't care for.
Wow.
So I wouldn't say it was my favorite album, but, it was a good listen.
Yeah, had you heard any of these songs before?
Yeah, I think there were a couple that I heard before. I definitely heard like Lover to Lover.
Okay.
And I can't remember. I think Leave My Body maybe was the other one that I'd heard before. But most of them I had not heard before.
Yeah, I was looking up like her chart performance on the singles for this, and she's never done too well in the US for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So, you see some of these songs were, popular in other countries, but never really made it over here.
Yeah, I mean, there's only been a couple times that I've heard, her songs on the radio, I get, or, a streaming platform.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've definitely heard it in, maybe, a TV show, or, I think they were featured on Gossip Girl, a long time ago. So, I've kind of heard, references and those types of things more than I've actually heard their music on streaming. So that was, kind of interesting to me because I know they're really popular, but you just don't hear them that much,
Yeah, I think it's more, another, British artist that never quite made it in the US,
Yeah.
in terms of, charting success.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me, why some do and some don't, because they're obviously very talented. So just, I always wonder, why they never really caught on mainstream.
Yeah, so this album, this is our second album, this is a very, big album. It's bombastic, it's got some, orchestral elements, so there's a lot of, strings and harps and, big booming choruses and stuff like that.
Yeah, lots of what I would call complex sounds. As you said, lots of instrumentation, which I liked, but at times, for me, in a couple of songs, it did get to be a bit much.
Yeah, some of these songs are on the longer side. They're frequently, hitting into the 5-minute mark or, late 4s.
Yes, I definitely noticed that, and it was surprising to me how many songs were longer. Because, on a lot of artists' albums, you might have a couple songs that are long, and most of them are, kind of standard. But there were several songs that were very long, which, I mean, I didn't mind at all.
Yeah, that's not too usual for someone aiming for a more, popish sort of deal.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so, you want to get in the track by track?
Yeah, let's do the play-by-play.
Alright, so first track, Only For a Night. What'd you think of this one?
Yeah, so I thought this one, I'm always going for the lyrics, so I thought it had some interesting lyrics. It's about a dream and a ghost, and the ghost is giving advice, which I thought was kind of an interesting story in the lyrics. And
yeah.
I like the beat of the song, and I like the repetition at the end, and I thought it sounded kind of otherworldly in a way. So I liked it. What about you?
Yeah, I really like this song. It's, like I said, really big, and I like the lyrics, like you pointed out, about being like a story about a dream.
Yeah.
I really like the line, it was all so strange and so surreal that a ghost should be so practical. I think that's just kind of funny as a line.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cute. And I think that's why I like how the lyrics are kind of this otherworldly kind of thing. And then also the music is otherworldly sounding. So I think it like went really well.
Yeah, it's kind of got an ethereal quality to it.
Absolutely.
And I really like the chorus for this. And yeah, I really like the bridge.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Absolutely. So nice opener. I think
Yeah.
it it sets the tone for the album. So I like that part. So yeah. Next, Shake It Out.
Yes, so this was, I believe, the biggest single in the US.
Okay. I don't remember this song
Oh,
very
okay.
much, but that doesn't mean anything. I don't have great memory. But yeah, so this is a song about like letting go and restarting. Kind of a heavy topic, which most of these songs are kind of a heavy topic, but I like how this song it feels uplifting. And part of the lyrics, I really like the line where she says, "Looking for heaven, found the devil in me." I just thought that was like a nice little juxtaposition.
Yeah. Yeah, I really, really like this song. It's one of my favorites on the album. I really like the beginning. It's kind of like just vocals with like a little bit of I think an organ underneath.
Yes, like that part.
And then like when it, builds up and starts getting into like verses and chorus, I really like that. And the chorus is really good. Like it's a very triumphant song, I think, musically and lyrically.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. Like I said, it's like kind of a heavy topic, but it is uplifting at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the vocals, I think Florence is a really good singer throughout this album, but I really like them on this track, so.
Yes, I agree. Her vocals definitely shine through on every one of these songs. I mean, like, of course, that's their style, but I definitely like the vocals on this one for sure.
Yeah, and I like the vocal layering throughout with, like, sort of the backing vocals and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That really adds to the, like, operatic feeling, it's very big, big
Yes.
emotions. It's got, like, backing tracks and stuff.
It is. That's why I say, like, it's, like, complex sound because it's all, like, layers and layers and layers of instruments, vocals, like, all that. And to me, it makes a more interesting song. Like, it's not just, like, a poppy little song. It's, like, a deeper, more complex, definitely takes some talent to put that together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, well, next.
Okay, What the Water Gave Me. So, this song to me like sounds a little morbid, of course. But like some of the lyrics like pockets full of stones and let the only sound be the overflow. Don't forget me when I let the water take me. It's a little bit down, like more of a downer. But I do like the Atlas reference.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a neat little, Greek mythology reference.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. So it's not that I dislike this song. It was just a little bit more of a downer for me.
Oh, really? I like this song.
Yeah, it sounds really good. It just like the topic of it is kind of like,
oh, okay.
Ooh, that's rough. Like that's kind of like, meh.
Yeah. I like the intro instrumentals, the like kind of bassy thing there.
Yes, I agree with that.
There's a, chorus is neat. The vocal performance in the chorus, I like that.
Yeah, the vocals are again very strong. So while the topic was a little bit down, everything was, I think, executed perfectly for this song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay. Next is Never Let Me Go. This is one that wasn't my favorite. Was it one of your non-likable songs?
No, actually, I like this song. It is
okay.
It is kind of a slow, kind of like a ponderous song, I think. So I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. And this time, like, the first song, I like the repetition at the end. most of these songs has that repetition at the end, but this one I didn't really like how, the layering vocals. I didn't like the repetitive part. It wasn't doing it for me. And I did think this was like kind of a depressing song. So,
Yeah.
wasn't my favorite. I'm not going to say it wasn't good, but it just wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, it's like kind of a ballady song,
Yeah.
But I like the lyrics in this one. The chorus is nice. I really like the ending. You didn't like, so
I didn't. Yeah, that's the part I didn't like. That's so funny.
I like how it like sort of builds up at the end. It's this like release of energy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, with the layering and that.
Yeah, it's just a little too much for me, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of weird lyrically. It's about drowning, kind of.
Yeah, which I mean, like, the previous song was also kind of about drowning, so
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, ooh, getting a little depressive. Like, let's pep it up a little bit. Like, to me, I don't really like depressing music. Like, I mean, every once in a while you want, like, a slower kind of, like, you don't mind the moodiness of it, but this one I was like, that's a little too depressing.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because you see like the chorus and the titles Never Let Me Go, so you think it's gonna be like kind of a love song, but it's about the ocean. So
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was going to be like a love song too.
it kind of feels like a love ballad too. So like that's another thing I like about it. It's this kind of weird ballad sort of song.
Yeah. It's definitely, again, my word, interesting. But it just, this one didn't do it for me.
Yeah. Well, next,
Next,
Breaking
Breaking
Down.
Down.
Another sad song.
Yeah, of course. I like every song is sad, but
Not every song.
not everyone. But I did think though that this one, like instantly at the beginning, it felt a little peppy. So even though
Yeah.
like the song is breaking down, it definitely had a more peppy feel to it. Like, I mean, that's the only word I can describe it with is peppy. It's also a little creepy, like some of
Oh,
the
yeah.
lyrics, smiling in the streetlight, even with my eyes shut tight, I can still see you coming. Like it's got a little creepiness to it. But I didn't mind that, and I like the overall tone of the song. I thought it had really good lyrical delivery on it. So I like this one.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I really like I think that's a piano. It's got like kind of a weird timbre. This like peppy you mentioned. It's kind of like a toy piano timbre there.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it.
I like that with the percussion, like that you get really hard in the intro, but like throughout the song.
Yes.
And it's like I really like that, and the vocals are really good, particularly in the chorus.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely noted the vocals on this one. And like I said, like the vocals are like the key point of every song on this album, but this one definitely the vocals were, I think, perfectly delivered.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
next.
Next, we have Lover to Lover.
Yes.
What did you think about this?
This is one of the ones I don't really like.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, I don't love it. I wouldn't say I dislike it, but
Yeah.
I thought it had like an old school kind of sound.
Yeah, it's going for like a kind of old school, kind of soul inspired sound.
Yes, that's exactly what I noted. Like, definitely sounds like soul, but I like how the lyrics are kind of like doom and gloom, but then she's like, it's all right, or that's all right, that's all right. Like, I kind of like that part, but I think the organ in it kind of makes it sound like a hymnal, like an old,
definitely.
I'm sorry, like a hymn, kind of like it reminded me of like an old like southern like hymn with this like soul kind of song. So it wasn't, it's not something I'm gonna like chill out to. But I thought it was a good, just something different on the album,
See, I don't really I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this sound.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, to me, discordant with the rest of the album.
Yeah, I get that. I thought like it kind of showed a little bit of range. And
Yeah.
same, it's not my favorite kind of sound either. Like, it was a little too old school soul for me. Like, kind of reminded me like Irma Thomas or something like that, but not my favorite. But I did think it was, showed a little range.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, this is one of the songs on the album I don't really like, so.
I was eager to see like which songs you didn't like and which songs I didn't like, and if they were the same or not.
Yeah, so next.
Next, No Light, No Lights.
Yep.
So another kind of depressing song.
Yeah.
She says no light in your blue eyes. Like, and I like the where she says, I never knew daylight could be so violent. I think it's, the vocals are really good at the end as well. And when the beat comes back in, like under the vocals, I think that sounds really good. So, I mean, it was a good song. It's just a little depressing.
Yeah, this isn't my favorite on the album. I mean, I don't, dislike it, but, it's fine. The chorus is decent. I believe there's a harp in this song. I like that.
I was trying to pick out, the different instruments because I'm, not really great at that. But I didn't figure out that it was a harp. So I'm glad you said that.
I believe it's a harp. Actually, I think most of these songs have a harp on it. Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there's a harp listed on all tracks. So.
Oh, there you go. I'm gonna have to listen again and pick it out.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on that one?
Yeah, this is, it's fine, I guess.
It's fine.
Yeah.
High praise.
Alright, well, next.
Okay, next, Seven Devils.
Yes.
This immediately reminded me of the Unsolved Mysteries theme song with that piano.
Wow.
Are you familiar?
No.
Oh. It was like that old show. I think it's streaming again, but it was super old. People my age watched in our early childhood and got scared. It was stuff like aliens and stuff like that. Unsolved Mysteries, but it had this very distinct theme song. And so when this song came on, I was like, oh my gosh, Unsolved Mysteries. It's got that little creepiness to it,
Yeah, it does have there's also is it Nightmare on Elm Street that has that that sounds like this?
Yes, exactly.
Or the X-Files theme.
Oh, yeah, the X-Files. Yeah, they all have those, very distinct sounds.
Yeah, so it's going for a creepy sort of vibe with that.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole song is, real dark and kind of creepy. They talk about darkness, devils, evil, demons, exorcism. So it's, a really kind of creepy vibe to the song. But I think it's a pretty song at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that figure that you mentioned. Sort of unsolved mysteries thing there that's throughout the song. I think that's really strong thing to build the song around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vocals are really good. I like the delivery in the chorus.
Absolutely. I think it sounds really good.
Yeah, it really fits the theme of the sort of the lyrics there. I think the lyrics and music go really well together.
They do, and which I was surprised that I thought it was a pretty song because you would think it would just be creepy and morbid, but I think they did a really good job on this one.
Yeah. Alright, well, next.
Next, Heartlines.
Yes.
I like this one. I like how poetic the lyrics are, but it gave me that feeling, and I'm not sure why, but I can't think of the name of this show, but there's a show about the Irish Queen that was on Netflix a while back. I don't know if it still is, but it gave me this feeling this song would be on the show with this Irish Queen where she's running in the idyllic fields in Ireland and away from her expectations. That's what the song felt like to me. It would be a perfect soundtrack song.
Yeah, I like this song alright. Not my favorite on the album, but, I don't dislike it at all. The drum beat that goes on throughout, that I think that, especially with the vocals, works really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your frolicking comment, especially with that driving, beat in the percussion.
Yes, exactly.
Although I will say, like, of all the songs on here, I think this one feels a bit too long.
It is long and it's very dramatic.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say I disliked it, but by the end of it I was like, all right, next. Like it was a bit much for me too, again, like I said, I really like how poetic it was.
Yeah, yeah. So, next.
Spectrum, another creepy kind of interesting, lyrically strong song.
Yeah, so I believe this was the most popular song from this album, just not in the US.
Oh. Oh, interesting. Well, to me, this kind of gave me a Pat Benatar vibe. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. It kind of sounded like almost 80s-esque in a way. But I like this one. I think it had, interesting lyrics. It's still kind of a dark song, but it has a complex sound that I like about it.
I don't like this one.
I kind of had a feeling because I was like, yeah, it definitely sounds like Pat Benatar to me, and I knew you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, the slow start, like, I don't know. And I don't like the chorus in this at all. Like, I think this is probably the weakest song on here.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see why you wouldn't like it.
Yep. So, next.
Next.
All This in Heaven Too.
All This in Heaven Too. So, this one, it sounds almost like industrial sounds at first to me.
Really? Huh.
But then these pretty vocals come in. Yeah, I don't know why I like that. I don't know if it's like the beat.
Maybe so.
Something just sounds like kind of industrial like sounds. But the pretty vocals come in. And I liked it. I like the sounds together with the vocals and the music, and it's still like a deep song, like, a deeper topic, but I think the lyrics are so poetic.
Yeah.
Yes, like for sure on this one, but it's also like a little lighter sounding. So like even though it's like a deep song, like I think it feels lighter to me, and I like that part about it.
Yeah. This is one of my favorites on the album.
Yes.
I really like this song. The vocals are really good. The lyrics, like you pointed out, very poetic. I really like the lyrics on this, and the strings are really, really good.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. I think this was also one of my favorites on the album. And I don't remember ever hearing this song before, so.
No, this wasn't a single, so.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was really good, though. Very pretty sounding.
Yeah. Yeah, I, really like the lyrics in this, and the energy, the, sort of, triumphant feel, and it being like a love song, it really all comes together well. It's a very good song.
I agree. Look, we agreed on a song.
We've agreed on most of these, I think.
I know it. Usually if it's like a song that you really like or I really like, we're kind of like opposite.
Yeah, that's true.
All the mid ones we agree on.
Yeah, so the last song.
The last song, Leave My Body. So, this is another dark song, but it's also kind of liberating in the way, like she says, I don't need anything, kind of like a leave me alone vibe, like, I don't care. But I feel like it's also like a warning that like a breakdown is coming.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's an interesting one. And I don't know, what did you think about it?
I don't know. This feels kind of perfunctory to me.
Yeah?
I think All This in Heaven Too would have made a much better closer. I don't dislike this song, but it's fine. I don't have any strong opinions about it.
Yeah, I do there's I don't know what it is. It's like this little tinkling instrumentation that floats in under like the driving beat of the song. And I like that kind of, you have this like really light sound, but then you have this like heavy driving beat that I like those together. I know that's probably not the technical terminology, but I'm not good with instruments, as we know, but I thought the sound was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. I think All This in Heaven too would have been a better closer.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the album. Yeah, so what'd you think? Closing thoughts?
So overall, I think it's good. I do think that, Florence and the Machine is not something I would listen to that often, but I do think it's like, great songs on here that I would like to listen to every once in a while. To me, altogether, it was a little heavy, in that it was some of the beats were very, as I said, like a driving beat, but not really like a, get up and dance driving beat. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say this is my favorite album that we've listened to, but I think that, those vocals are so strong.
Definitely, yeah.
The lyrics are poetic, and that's one of the things I love about this album I think the lyrics are very strong. Some depressing kind of topics, which that's not my favorite thing, but I picture this album as like a bunch of like soundtrack songs, like, and
Yeah, I could
not
see
like,
that.
you know, I feel like they're dramatic in a way that would add to like what you're trying to convey on film. I don't know
Yeah.
why that just that pops in my head when I'm listening to this album.
Well, yeah, like I was saying at the beginning, they're very dramatic songs, They've got
Yes.
all this, like, orchestral elements, and they're very big and loud, So, yeah, I can definitely see that sort of soundtrack aspect.
Yeah, which I mean isn't a bad thing, but like this, as I said, isn't like an album I'm gonna like sit and relax to,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call any of these songs relaxing.
Yeah, no, maybe when I need some like added drama
Yeah.
in my life, I'll like put this on.
Yeah, for me, even despite the few songs I don't like, the songs that are, like, good, I think are really good, and I really like that sort of operatic sound, the drama of it, and, it's really good lyrically, like you were saying, there's a lot of, like, poetic lines,
Yeah.
and the vocals are really good, and, like, all the elements that make up that sort of orchestral sound, all the backing vocals and all the instruments, it's all, like, this really good, tapestry. Yeah, like I said, one of my favorite albums. I really like it.
Yeah. I love that their sound is a little bit different than, like you hear this album and it's like very distinct. Like that it's got to be Florence and the Machine, like I like that they have a very distinct sound to them. So I think that's awesome. And I would listen to it again, but like I said, it wouldn't be like a chill time.
Yeah.
Like, album, but overall I think very strong.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I guess if there's nothing else to add, I'll take us out.
All right.
Alright, well, that's been Beach View. Thanks for listening and tune in next time. Bye!
Bye.